It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
This next question is from Tosborn. This is what Tosborn said. I just inherited a brokerage account in my name only, so I'm assuming from a family member. If I keep it in my name only and name my wife as the beneficiary, she'll get a full step up in basis rather than just 50%. Is that a good strategy? He kind of asked like two separate.
Yeah, there's all kind of moving parts in that question. First of all, if this is a brokerage account that was inherited, you can always add a payable on death or a transfer on death, a TOD. But it's not a beneficiary. Beneficiaries are on retirement accounts. So that's one thing that's in there that I just want to kind of nerd out. But the other thing, here's the bigger part, is in that first part of the question. I inherited this money. You guys should recognize whenever I hear about inherited money, that is special money, meaning that it is legally protected if it's kept separate from creditors, from divorces. There's all kind of legal protections from inherited assets. So that's what, even if my wife inherited a big pot of money and we split we have joint accounts here and there.
Sure.
I would recommend her setting up that inherited account as an individual account, just because of that favored legislation or laws to protect that money. So that's the first thing, is that because I love joint assets, but I think that you also have to pay attention to the laws and creditors, lawsuit potentials, and other things. And don't throw away that legal protection so easily.
Now, what I always hear people say when I say, "Hey, inherited assets, you ought to keep them separate," and I'm like, "Oh, well, I just feel like that's showing that we don't have a lot of faith in our marriage because we want to bring everything together because we're going to be together forever." And the response I always give is, if your spouse has an account that's in their individual name and you're together forever, then it all worked. Everything worked out exactly the way that was supposed to. So I think that's sort of a straw man argument.
Well, yeah, I'm all for us building assets together, and I think it's especially when marriages come together. But that's a unique account, an inherited account. And then, answering the second part of the question is, yes, when you pass away with an individual account, any appreciation, there would be under current law a step up in basis, where if it was owned in either joint tenants with rights of survivorship or tenants in common, you'd only get a partial step up in basis. But that's not really where I think the meat of the question. I would focus on this are inherited assets, so there's some favored legal status there, and protecting those assets, and then hopefully that kind of checks the boxes.
Yep. Love it.